Hey guys, this is some cost analysis that I made before I decided to go for the new car. I'm gonna use this car for commuting purpose, and I've been to multiple car showrooms, car garages, just to make sure what is the best fit for me. And there are like multiple combustion engines which runs on petrol and diesel. Along with this, we also have EVs and hybrid vehicles. Now we have to choose what's the best fit for us. And on doing my analysis, I got like 5 to 6 months of waiting period for diesel and electric vehicles, but petrol car has the same day delivery. This shows how demanded the diesel and EV vehicles are. Of course, these vehicles are known for its low maintenance, but definitely it will burn your money. And if you keep the petrol and diesel prices side by side, you see petrol is more expensive, but you should go with all the other stats as well, the running cost, maintenance cost, etc. And I did some assumptions for my easy calculations, like 20,000 kilometers per year and 100% of loan for easy calculations. Keeping 5 years in mind, I'm considering like 125 rupees per liter petrol and 105 rupees per liter diesel. Yep, let's begin our analysis. So these are the few budget SUVs. This comes under petrol, these two comes under EV, these three comes under diesel, and these three comes under hybrid, right? And I also kept the on-road price of the car with the fuel variant type and what is the efficiency with the fuel variant breakup. Let's compare Nexon petrol versus EV. EV is the most demanded vehicle in Nexon, whereas petrol is the least demanded vehicle. So, as I already told you, I'm gonna use this car for 20,000 kilometers per year, 100,000 kilometers per year, and I want to retain this car for the next 5 years. My travel would be around like 1 lakh kilometers, right? So let's compare uh, the total price of your car along with EMI, Nexon petrol versus Nexon EV. And one of my assumption in the down payment is zero. This is just for the easy calculations. So petrol, the down payment is zero, and it is costing you 16.24 lakh rupees on road price, and with a 9% interest rate. That's auto loan interest in India. You're gonna pay 33,712 rupees EMI. And for EV, which costs around 20 lakh 54,000 with a 9% interest rate, you're gonna pay 42,638 rupees. The total payment of the car after 5 years, petrol is 20 lakhs 22,000 and EV is 25 lakh 58,000. Right? If I go for petrol, if I choose petrol, EMI savings, if I go for petrol, like it is like 8,900 rupees I'm saving every month if I go for petrol next one. And if I'm gonna open RD with this amount, with the 7.1% standard interest rate, the maturity amount after 5 years would be 6,43,000, right? 772 rupees, right? So now this is the amount that you're gonna save if you go for petrol EV. But we need to calculate the running cost and maintenance cost as well. Coming to running cost for petrol Nexon, 20,000 kilometers per year, right? That means uh, 1 lakh kilometers for 5 years, right? With efficiency of 19 kmpl, which is a median efficiency, 19 kilometer per liter, I'm gonna use like 5,263 liters of petrol, right? For this 1 lakh kilometer, right? That means for 5 years. For 5 years, I'm gonna use this much petrol, which costs around 6,57,875 rupees, right? Here the price of the petrol I'm taking it as 125 rupees because I need to take the average for the next 5 years. So approximately it may go to 125 rupees per liter, right? So this is the amount that I gonna spend for 5 years to drive the Nexon with a petrol for 1 lakh kilometers. Let's go with EV Nexon. Again, 20,000 kilometers per year, 1 lakh kilometers for 5 years, for 400 range per charge. Assuming 1 rupee per kilometer, it will charge you 1 lakh rupee for 1 lakh kilometers to drive EV, right? Right. So the running cost for petrol is 6,57,000, and the running cost for EV is 1 lakh rupees, right? Let's talk about maintenance cost. So the regular maintenance cost. This is the regular maintenance cost. While I was going to multiple car showrooms, I this is the amount that they provided to me for petrol. For the first 5 years, you may spend about like 28,000 rupees if you don't have any major damages, and that's the amount I'm taking here, 28,100 for the first 5 years, and for EV, the hardly 10,000 rupees for 5 years, right? It doesn't have much lubricants. For the cost for driving, owning, and maintenance plus running cost, right? Let's put all the costs together. For petrol Nexon, the owning cost is after 5 years, it is like 20 lakh 22,000, and maintenance cost is 28,100, and running cost is 6 lakh 57,000, which comes to 27 lakh. For EV Nexon, the owning cost itself is 25 lakh 58,000. 10,000 is the maintenance cost, and running cost is 1 lakh rupee, which comes to 26 lakh 68,280 rupees. Okay. And finally, after 5 years, I spent 27 lakh approximately to drive petrol Nexon for 5 years for 1 lakh kilometer. I spent 26 lakh to drive EV Nexon for 5 years. But remember, you spend this much, but you already have this much in your bank account. Now let's sell the car. Petrol Nexon, usually petrol vehicles are 50% depreciation, and you will get around like 8 lakh 12,000 rupees. EV Nexon, battery has almost charged a lot many times for 1 lakh kilometers, so EV depreciation is like much more than petrol. So I'm taking the best case. The depreciation rate is taken at 60%. You will get 8 lakh 21,000 rupees, right? Because I got into petrol Nexon, so I opened recurring deposit with that amount that saved on EMI. Total savings on RD is 6 lakh 43,000. This is what I got here. 6 lakh 43,000. This is only for those who bought petrol vehicle instead of EV, right? So if you sell that car, petrol Nexon, you will be having 8 lakh 12,000 plus 64,000, 6 lakh 43,000. If you sell the EV, you have 8 lakh 21,000. Total amount that I can have after selling my car after 5 years, for petrol, 8 lakh 12,000 for selling the car, and savings on my RD, 6 lakh 43,000. That comes to 14 lakhs 55,000 in hand. EV Nexon, it's 8 lakh 21,000. After selling my EV Nexon, there's no savings on RD. That's what I have. With these calculations, you can have approximately 14 lakh rupees after selling your petrol vehicle, whereas 8 lakh rupees after selling your EV. With the same amount of driving, 20,000 kilometers per year for 5 years, which comes to 1 lakh kilometers. Now, with these calculations, keeping everything on paper, I feel petrol vehicle is more economical than EV. Yep. Yeah. Now let's compare petrol versus diesel. So when we compare petrol versus EV, petrol is more economical. Let's compare petrol versus diesel. Let's see which combustion engine is economical, either petrol or diesel. So the petrol Nexon costs you 16 lakh 24,000 on road price. With 9% interest rate, you're gonna pay 33,712 rupees EMI. For diesel, you're gonna pay 36,971 rupees. So total payment after 5 years to own the petrol Nexon is 20 lakh approximately, and for diesel it comes to 22 lakh approximately. So EMI savings if I go for petrol is 3,259 rupees per month, and if I open a excuse me RD, it comes to 7.1% standard interest rate. The maturity amount would be 2,35,000. Right. Let's go with the running cost. Petrol, diesel. Again, 20,000 kilometers per year, 1 lakh kilometers, 19 kmpl efficiency. I gonna use 5,263 liters of petrol for 1 lakh kilometers, which comes to 6 lakh 57,000 rupees, with an average uh, petrol cost of 125 rupees per liter. For diesel, 20,000 kilometers per year, 1 lakh kilometers for 5 years, with efficiency of 23 kmpl. I gotta use 4,347 liters of diesel. The price of this diesel, which comes to what 4 lakh 56,465 rupees, with an average price per liter. I'm taking it as 105 rupees. Diesel price per liter. Let's go to maintenance cost. For petrol, it costs like 28,100 for 5 years. For diesel, it costs approximately 35,450, little more than petrol. Now let's keep all the costs together. For petrol, owning cost for after 5 years, you will end up in paying 20 lakh rupees. This 20 lakh plus 28,000, the maintenance cost and running cost is 6 lakh 57,000. You will end up in paying 27 lakh rupees approximately to drive a petrol Nexon for 5 years for 1 lakh kilometers. For diesel, if you keep all these costs together, you're gonna pay 27 lakh 10,000. So now, if you see here, diesel, you are going to pay little more than petrol after 5 years. Finally, after 5 years, you spend 27 lakh 9,000 rupees to drive petrol Nexon, and you spend 27 lakh 10,000 rupees to drive diesel Nexon for 5 years, right? Remember, if you because you gone for petrol, you will pay less EMI every month. So you open the recurring deposit. Now you have 2,35,000 in your bank account because you've been to petrol Nexon. Now let's sell the car. Petrol. Petrol usually has 50% depreciation after 5 years, so you will be end up in having 8 lakh 12,000 once you sell your car. And for diesel, keeping government regulations in act, like they have to ban the diesel engines as quick as possible. So the depreciation rate would be like approximately 65%. So after selling your diesel vehicle after 5 years, you will be end up in having 6 lakh 23,000 rupees, right? Because I got into petrol Nexon, I opened a recurring deposit with the amount that's saved on EMI, and total savings on recurring deposit is 2 lakh 35,000. This is only for those who brought petrol vehicle instead of diesel. Value, so total amount that I can have after selling my car after 5 years. For petrol, you will be having 8 lakh 12,000. For diesel, you will be having like 6 lakh 23,000. And with the petrol, you open a recurring deposit, so you'll be rewarded 2 lakh 35,000 rupees. So total amount you have after selling your petrol car is 10 lakh rupees. Total amount that you have after selling your diesel vehicle is 6 lakh 23,000. And you will be having the same driving experience, same Nexon, same number of kilometers, and approximately same maintenance, more or less, right? So with these calculations, you can save or you can have approximately 10 lakh rupees after selling your petrol Nexon, whereas only 6 lakh rupees after selling your diesel vehicle. And on top of this, petrol vehicles are very smooth, reliable than diesel engines. So with this calculations, I believe again petrol is more economical than diesel. If you compare petrol versus diesel versus EV, petrol is the best vehicle. Yeah, let's start our comparison with petrol versus hybrid. So in Nexon, we don't have the Nexon hybrid, so I need to choose the variant of the car which has both petrol and hybrid. So there are few cars which has like both versions. So I choose Grand Vitara petrol versus Grand Vitara hybrid because I want to compare apples to apples, right? So again, the same assumptions: down payment zero. For petrol, on road price is 19 lakh 64,000 with 9% interest rate. I gonna pay 40,700 in EMI. For hybrid, I gonna pay 47,700 in EMI. If I go for petrol, I gonna save 6,100 rupees in EMI every month. And if I use this 6,900 rupees in RD with 7.1% standard interest rate in any of the nationalized banks, you will be having 5 lakh 3,000 rupees approximately after 5 years. Right. So now let's go for the running cost, maintenance cost, etc. So for running cost, petrol again like 20,000 kilometers per year and 1 lakh kilometers for 5 years, 19 kmpl as a fuel efficiency. I gonna consume 5 lakh 260 liters of petrol, which cost me around 6 lakh 57,000 rupees of petrol to drive 1 lakh kilometers for 5 years. If I have hybrid, which has good fuel efficiency, 27 kmpl, I gonna have only 3,700 liters of petrol, which cost me around 4 lakh 63,000. Right. Now let's go for the regular maintenance cost. Maintenance cost of petrol is 28,100, and for hybrid it is 40,000. This number I got from the one of the uh, car showroom, which is owned by Maruti Suzuki in Hyderabad city. So as per them, you may end up in paying 40,000 rupees if you go for hybrid for 5 years as a maintenance cost, which includes because the hybrid has both combustion engine along with the battery. Right? Let's combine all the costs together. Owning cost is for petrol, it will be like 24 lakhs after 5 years. For hybrid, you're gonna pay 28 lakhs after 5 years. The owning cost, maintenance cost, and running cost, it comes to 31 lakh rupees for petrol. For hybrid, you're gonna have 33 lakhs. So you are getting the good fuel efficiency, but this is burning your pockets. 33 lakhs 68,000. Finally, after 5 years, you spent 31 lakhs to drive petrol Grand Vitara for 5 years for 1 lakh kilometers, and you spent 33 lakhs 68,000 rupees to drive hybrid Grand Vitara for 5 years. To run the hybrid Grand Vitara, you are paying approximately 2 lakh rupees extra. Now let's sell the car, petrol and hybrid. Usually petrol car has 50% depreciation. You will be having 9 lakh 82,000 rupees, and hybrid car cost of battery incurs a lot here. So and we already drove 1 lakh kilometers. So let's take 55% of depreciation. You will be having 10 lakh 35,000 rupees after you sell your hybrid car. Because I got into petrol, I opened the recurring deposit with the amount that I saved. So total savings on my recurring deposit is 5 lakh 3,000 rupees. This is this is rewarded only to those guys who bought petrol instead of hybrid. Total amount that I can have after selling my car after 5 years for petrol. This is the value of your car, and this is the value that you have in your RD, which comes to 14 lakh 85,000 in your bank account or in your pocket after selling your car. For hybrid, you will be having 10 lakh 35,000. 10 lakh 35,000 you will be having. That's it. So if you go for the petrol over hybrid vehicle, you will be having 4 lakh rupees extra with the same driving experience and with the same interiors, both are Grand Vitara cars. Okay, with the same pleasure of driving, the same number of kilometers and same number of years. If you go for petrol, you will be having 14 lakh rupees. If you go for hybrid, you will be having just 10 lakh rupees in your hand. So by comparing the petrol engine versus hybrid engine, petrol is more economical. When you compare petrol versus EV versus diesel versus hybrid, all these comparisons leads to petrol has economically good compared to any other engine. So this is the reason that I moved to petrol engine and I bought a petrol combustion engine car. Though I'm a fan of environment, I can go for EV and hybrid, but I'm fan of my economical status as well. So I've been to petrol. Thanks for watching.